Alright guys, so today hopefully I can make this sort of quick, but I'm going to talk about the Xbox One press conference that was yesterday. I think they did a couple things right, but I think they did a lot of things wrong, like more than, I thought they would have. I think it's supposed to be a gaming console, and it seemed to them like the TV and the sports were more important than the games. Maybe they're saving the games for E3, but I felt like, you're unveiling a new console. Shouldn't you show off some of the power that the console has? They showed a lot of cool things, I have to admit, but, I think they should have focused more on the games. So I'm just going to go through, I typed up a couple, pros and cons, and, tell me what you think in the comments below after, watching this video. Do you agree with me or not? I'm probably going to be a little more nice than some of the other people on YouTube. I watched, like, Alpha Omega Sin's video, and, a couple other videos, and they were all, like, really negative about it. I'm not as negative about this, but I still think that they did a couple things wrong. So that's why I'm going to start off with the good things, and I'll work my way to the bad things. First thing, I like the controller. I like the design of it. It looks just as comfortable as the 360, if not, it looked better to me. That's debatable. We'll have to wait to see, how it works. But yeah, I thought it looked nice, and I thought the console looked nice too. It was simple, but, sleek at the same time. And so, I really liked it. That's open to judgment, but, I thought it looked nice and classy. And, yeah. Also, they showed Forza. They didn't show many games, like I said, but they showed Forza, and it looked so good. I'm not sure. They said it was running on an Xbox One, but to me it looked more like an advertisement for it, so we can't really conclude that that is how it would run on an Xbox. They could be telling the truth, maybe, but to me it looked like a trailer, but it looked really nice, really real. I noticed that they, like, really zoomed in a lot of times. They got really close into the action, and I felt like maybe they were trying to show off, like, the really deep textures of the Xbox One. So maybe they were showing it on an Xbox One, but again, it looked like a trailer. So I'm not really sure. Also, I like the idea of the TV pass-through, even though I think they spent way too much time talking about it. They showed it off. They showed off how it would work. They showed the program guide that would be on the Xbox. They showed, switching between the home screen and the TV, and the home screen and a game. I like the idea, especially since our TV only has 2 HDMI inputs, and I already have a Wii U and the cable box. So, if I do get a Xbox One, I think it'll be really great because, I know mine's an old TV, and most people's TVs probably have more than 2 HDMI inputs, but for us, it would be really helpful because, like I said, I probably won't be playing the 360 once the Xbox One comes out. I'll have the Wii U hooked in, I'll have the Xbox One hooked in, and have the cable box go through the Xbox One, so, I won't have to switch out constantly between, Wii U, TV, Xbox. Everything will be connected. I won't have to keep going back there. But probably to most of you, it doesn't matter because you probably have later TVs than I do. But I did like the idea. Simple, nice. And I like the idea of having a TV guide on your Xbox. I also like the Snap feature, which is basically, one of the things they showed was Skype. And basically you have your game or your movie running, and you just say Xbox, snap Skype, or snap, your fantasy football team stats or whatever, and it literally snaps to, like, the right side of the screen. And I thought it was a great idea. You can have multiple things going at once. I use Skype a lot, so I think it'll help. And it's got 1080p video on the Kinect, so I think it's a great thing. Um, there are a couple people who really don't care about that, especially hardcore gamers, but I liked it. And the last good thing I have to say is the Blu-ray drive. I don't know how Microsoft got Sony, convinced Sony to do that, but they did it, and I have quite a bit of Blu-ray movies. I don't own a PlayStation 3, or I probably won't be buying a PlayStation 4 either, depending on how their E3 press conference goes for the Xbox. If it really looks like they're gonna focus on TV, I will probably more likely to get the PlayStation 4. But yeah, I just I have a couple Blu-ray movies. I'd like to be able to watch them down here, because our only Blu-ray player is upstairs, and so it would be nice to be able to watch them down here. And now on to the bad things. Like I said, they didn't show any game. They showed some games, but they didn't show very many. They showed Call of Duty Ghosts, this one really intense-looking one that I can't remember the name of, and Forza. And like I said, they didn't really show any gameplay, so it was kind of a bummer to me. But I'm sure, they're probably saving it for E3, hopefully. I just hope that, they can show some gameplay soon, because I really don't want to go buy a console that I'm not sure how the games will look on it. I'm sure they'll be really nice looking, but it would be nice to see some more games soon. And I thought there was too much emphasis on sports. They spent probably a fourth of the press conference just talking about NFL, ESPN, all this stuff you can do on the Xbox with sports. And I'm sure there are a lot of sports fans out there who will like it, but when your main goal is to be a gaming machine, I mean, it's fine to have sports on. They have ESPN on the 360. You can basically watch ESPN from your Xbox. But to spend so much time of the press conference on a gaming machine showing off sports, to me that was ridiculous. I didn't like it. And probably the most two controversial things about the new system is used games and backwards compatibility. The story on the used games is that either you have to download the game onto the Xbox, well, that's actually confirmed, but you either have to have an internet connection, it'll constantly check to make sure, that you're the only one that's using the version of the game you own, and basically it'll have some way of tracking, that certain disc or that certain game, and if someone, if you give it to someone, it downloads onto their Xbox and it gets removed from yours. That's how, I'm assuming it goes. I think another way is that you have to pay a fee if you use a used game version. So, they were really vague about it. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think they're making a mistake here. I mean, I get why they're trying to prevent used game sales, because they don't make any money from used game sales. GameStop makes all the money from used game sales. So, I mean, I see why they're doing it. I think they're getting more of the money I think they deserve, because a lot of people buy used games and Microsoft gets nothing for it. The game developers don't get anything for used game sales. I think it kind of, it doesn't support the developers and the console makers that, it should. And backwards compatibility, honestly, I don't have a problem with that, considering, we have the 360 already. A lot of people have the 360 already, and if you don't have the 360, I kind of doubt you're going to buy the Xbox One. So, and I get, it's nice to have, only one console plugged in, but for hardcore gamers that have multiple consoles plugged in, like we do, it really doesn't make a difference to us. So, back in the 90s, it's stuff was changing all the time. No one cared about backwards compatibility because they wanted, as much of a leap forward as possible. If that meant changing the whole architecture of the entire system, it didn't matter to them. And so I think it's really ridiculous that people nowadays are complaining so much about backwards compatibility. it's really not that big of a deal, at least to me. I mean, I guess I could sort of see why someone would want it, but, I've just been used to playing games on the consoles they were made for. So yeah, that's all I have to say about backwards compatibility. And that was by my basic, preview of the whole press conference. Just to sum it up again, nice controller, nice console. I thought the Kinect looked a little dumb though, honestly. I think it looked a little top heavy. But I do like that it has a 1080p camera and you can Skype call. Forza looked great, even though I'm not sure if that was running on an Xbox One. Like the TV pass-through, like the Snap feature, like the Blu-ray. They didn't show enough games. There was too much emphasis on sports. Used games might be a problem, and there's no backwards compatibility. So that's basically everything I have to say about it. I'm really kind of on the fence about buying it. I mean, I like a lot of the ideas, but I also don't like a lot of the features. And I don't feel like I should pay, like, if it's going to be $400 or $500, it'll probably be around 400, 350, 400, hopefully. But I don't feel like paying that much money to get, half of the features not even used. It feels kind of like a waste of money to me. And, yeah, so tell me what you think. I probably will buy it because the graphics, from what I can tell, if the Forza is the real deal, it looked amazing, honestly. It looked so impressive. So if that's what the games are going to look like, I'm going to go for it. But yeah, I think Microsoft needs to get their act together. I think they need to focus more on what the Xbox is meant to be. And yeah, that's basically what I have to say. Tell me what you guys think. Just, put some comments below. Do a video response if you want. But honestly, I'm a little more positive about this than the other people are, but I still agree with them thinking that they need to focus on what the console is made for. It's a video game system. It seems to me like they're trying to advertise it as like an all-in-one. That makes sense. Xbox One, all-in-one. Like Alpha Omega Sin said, he thought it looked like a TV box. To me, that's what it seems to be like now. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. It went on a little long. What is that, 13 minutes? Holy crap. Anyway, sorry guys for the length of this video. But, do you agree with me? Are you going to buy the Xbox day one? I'm honestly going to wait till E3. That's going to be probably the deciding factor for me. What games are going to be released? What do they look like? And what are the prices on everything? That's what matters to me. And, like I said, I don't want all these features that, if I don't want to pay full price for, having half the features not even used. So, yep, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.